Hello and welcome to my EFL review from Game Week 27 from this weekend's matches, of course, in the Championship, Sky Bet League 1 and League 2, of course. If you do like the EFL review, don't forget to drop a like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And yeah, let's just dive straight into my EFL review from this weekend's matches. So, jumping up first then in the Championship, we have got West Brom 2, Middlesbrough 3. West Brom really getting themselves back into this game after going 2-0 down early on and then just capitulating and conceding to Bergzorg in the 90th minute. They did quite well to get back in that game for West Brom, but yeah, problems there. Coventry beat Leicester in the M69 derby. Good home win for Coventry. That one needed win as well. Got the prediction spot on too, which is always good. Ipswich battered Blackburn 3-0. Iron Cash is starting his Blackburn days absolutely wonderfully by putting a ball into his own net. Yeah, I think Birmingham fans, we did warn you, Blackburn fans, that he's absolutely dreadful. Watford 0, Millwall 2. Good away win for Millwall. They always seem like a different team when Aziz is in the team. And that was a nice win over Watford, wasn't it, there? So, yeah, good 2-0 win over Watford in that one for Millwall. Charlton did beat Sheffield United, 9-man Sheffield United, in the end by a 0-0. Scrappy Nathan Jones winning that one. Two players sent off in the space of about 12 minutes, Samare and Tanganga, heading off before the break in that one. Oxford 0, Bristol City 0. Not really a lot to say in that one. Good point for Matt Bloomfield's side. A kind of scrappy, grinded point out for Oxford. Probably did deserve to win that one with looking at the stats they did have in that one. Derby, again, I predicted this one correct, winning away at Preston by a 0-0. John Eustace's side do love a scrappy win away from home, don't they? And they've got one here against a good Preston side under Paul Heckingbottom, who still sit inside the playoffs. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Portsmouth 1, a very much needed win for John Mousinho's side. A big 3 points as it pushes Norwich, or keeps Norwich in that relegation zone, as we'll speak about Norwich shortly. Good away win for Pompey in that one. Southampton 1, Hull 2. Bit of a disappointing defeat for Tonda Eckert's side in that one. He could be definitely facing the pressure from the Southampton board if they don't act quickly. Southampton in a lot of bother, losing it home to Hull. Stoke 0, QPR 0, another 0-0. Bit of a dull affair, kind of your classic Championship game. That one 0-0 with Stoke and QPR there. Norwich getting a big away victory at Wrexham in their Makama with the winner in the 59th minute. And in the half-5 kickoff, it was Swansea 1, Birmingham 1. Horrible game of football quality-wise. Although Swansea did hit the bar a few times, Kyogo missed an absolute sitter as well, and there's a few chances here and there for both sides on either side of that as well. So yeah, decent point for us. We take it, we move, but our away form doesn't really look that good still, does it? Should have got B about 4-1, to be honest. 3, but saying that, Kyogo missed a few as well. And Stansfield at the end as well. So, yeah, anyway, table looks like this. Sheffield Wednesday sit bottom -7. They haven't won there all season. We're going to go there and lose. Oxford 23rd, looking a bit down and out under Matt Bloomfield. They'll be heading to League 1, it looks like. Norwich in 22nd spot as well. Still in that relegation zone, they'll be looking to climb out of there. Portsmouth sit 21st, good win for them over Sheffield Wednesday, looking to replicate that midweek as well, they would hope. Blackburn sit 20th, they're right in that relegation dogfight. West Brom would get themselves in that there as well, which is not looking good for them. Charlton sit 18th with a massive 3 points over Sheffield United. They're level on points with Sheffield United. It is getting tight down the bottom now. Swansea in 16th, Southampton in 15th. Could they go back-to-back relegations, but still a bit of leeway between them and the bottom 3. Birmingham sit 14th on their own, really 2 points away from 15th, 2 points away from 13th, which is Leicester City on 37. Derby sit 12th on 38. Good win for them. Puts them into the top half this week. 11th sit QPR on 39 points. Wrexham stay in the top half despite that defeat at home to Norwich on 40 points, as well as Bristol City on 40 points. Watford dislodged outside the playoff places due to that loss at home to Millwall. Disappointing defeat for Javi Gracia's side in that one. Stoke sits 7th, just outside the playoffs as well on 41. Preston on 43 in 6th. Hull on 44 in 5th. Millwall sit on 46 mil right in there for the automatic race at the moment with Ipswich and Middlesbrough. Coventry do have a bit of pushing. Well, they are still a bit clear of everybody else, but big game tomorrow night is Coventry versus Millwall, so that should be a tasty one. So yeah, that is Championship review done. Let's jump into League One now before we do League Two. Into League One then, and we start with Bradford City losing at home to Cardiff. I thought Bradford would have got over the line in this one, but Cardiff just showing that relentless nature of themselves at the moment, and they just keep winning under Brian Barry Murphy at the moment. Yeah, very good win for Cardiff City there. Bolton winning away at Wigan. I don't think many people would have said that. Sheehan with a good, well, wins it late on. Josh Sheehan for Bolton in that one, deserved winners. Wigan didn't even have a shot on target. Very, very poor were Ryan Lowe's side in that one. Wimbledon losing at home to Doncaster in the 99th minute. That is a gigantic 3 points for Doncaster. They're looking to climb themselves back out of that bottom three, maybe trying to pick up a bit of form now in there as well. But yeah, horrible for Wimbledon. They're really, really struggling. I think they got Rotherham next, which will be really, really difficult game away for them. It could be a relegation dogfight come the end of the season. Barnsley 2, Blackpool 1. Not really going to say a lot on that, apart from Bailey Peacock Farrell again being an idiot. I don't know what he's doing. Good home win for Barnsley. David McGoldrick brace. Deserved winners probably in that one for Barnsley over Ian Everts Blackpool. Or saying that, Blackpool did have better stats. Burton beat Huddersfield by 3-1. The classic Burton beating a decent team at home, and they've done it again. They've beaten Huddersfield by 3-1. Alfie May did score for Huddersfield in that one. Exeter 3, Stevenage 0. Brilliant home win for Gary Caldwell. So they're capable of this sometimes, and then they're just off it some weeks at St James's Park. But this is a good home win for Exeter City. Deserved winners as well over Stevenage, who are starting to slump a bit. Still in that playoff race probably, but yeah. Horrible defeat away from home. Leyton Orient beat Reading by 3-1 as well. Good home win for Leyton Orient in that one over a Reading side that look a bit shaky, a bit inconsistent under Liam Richardson at the moment. Luton 2, Lincoln 2. Yeah, decent point for both. Well, decent point for Luton. I think good comeback as well. As I think they went 2-0 down in that one. Port Vale looking absolutely dreadful. I saw the fans already having a go at John Brady. He's been there 2 weeks. Give him chance and time. Good home with Mansfield though over Port Vale. I mean, Port Vale are pretty much down. They're 11 points off safety, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they're down, losing away at Mansfield. 3-0 is never great either. Northampton 1, Wycombe 2. Good away win for Michael Duff and his Wycombe side in that one. Very, very, very solid win. And Plymouth again winning away from home. Brilliant. They can't play at home, but they can play away this season. A bit bizarre, contrasting to last season. Peterborough were down to 10 men in that game under Luke Williams. But yeah, good away win for Plymouth in that one. And Stockport beating Rotherham by 3-2 in a game that had 3 own goals out of the 5. Absolutely bonkers stuff. Good home win for Stockport getting over the line in that one. Port Vale sit 24th bottom, well off safety as we know. Rotherham sit 23rd. They could be going down. Doncaster as well going back down to League 2. Northampton struggling in there as well under Kevin Nolan. They've dropped right off the boil and into that drop zone. Now Blackpool sit 20th. Outside that bottom 4 as it stands. Burton with a big win under Gary Bay over Huddersfield sit on 30. Wigan sit on 30 as well. They're right in the midst of it. Well, any team from about 13th, 14th downwards are in a bit of trouble. Probably Plymouth downwards are in a bit of trouble here. Only 4 points separating them. Peterborough sit 12th. Reading 11th. We didn't mention the teams. 16th, 17th were Leyton Orient, Wimbledon, Barnsley 15th. Plymouth 14th, Exeter 13th, Peterborough 12th, Reading 11th, Mansfield just on the cusp, so tight, isn't it, in League 10 points separate 16th to, 21st to 6th, sorry. That's the gap between 24th and 21st. It's bonkers. Pretty much anyway. There's 11 points separating them there. Where were we? 9th, Wycombe. 8th, Stevenage, still in that playoff race. Luton in 7th. They get a decent point at home to Lincoln. They'll take that. Huddersfield dropping points, of course, losing away at Burton. Still stay in the top 6. Bolton in 5th. Stockport in 4th with that big win over Rotherham. Bradford in 3rd. Lincoln and Cardiff remain your top 2. Let's just jump into League 2. into League Two then, and we start with a goalless draw between Chesterfield and Bromley. Absolute classic. Well, no, it's two teams that are doing quite well in League Two at the moment, but cancelled each other out in this one. Yeah, again, decent point for both. I think Bromley won't mind that, really. They're quite far clear of League Two. Well, not too far clear, but yeah, they'll take a point any day. Walsall, big away win at Tranmere. That was needed for Matt Sadler's side. They take a big win at Prenton Park in that one. Accrington 0, MK Dons 2. Good away win for MK Dons in that one over at Accrington side that just look just dreadful this season. I mean, they don't look great. They have some games where they're on it, and yeah, they're just more off it than not. Bristol Rovers 0, Colchester 1. Good away win for Danny Cowley and his Colchester team. Pretty good on the road this season. I think they've always been pretty good on the road since he began his tenure at Colchester. Crawley 1, Notts County 2. 10-man Crawley almost fighting back in that one, but yeah, coming up trumps against Martin Patterson's Notts County. Crewe beat Barrow by 3-1. Good home with for Crewe, deserved in that one. Cambridge beating Fleetwood by 2-1 as well in there. They'll take that one, Cambridge United. Gillingham beat Newport by 3-2. I thought that one was a draw in the end. I thought I got my prediction right, but Gillingham did score in the 91st and 99th minute. 2 last-minute.com goals. For Gillingham, Grimsby beat 10-man Barnet. The 10-man of Barnet kind of underwhelmed when that game was quite early on. They had a man sent off. I think a few people were saying it wasn't a red card from what I've heard. Oldham, but that's League Two refs for you. They'll give a red for anything. Oldham 2, Cheltenham 1. Good home win for Oldham. That deserved. I don't think they've won in a while in the league. I could be wrong. Nope, never mind. Ignore that. They're on some decent form. Shrewsbury beat Harrogate by a 0-0. 10-man Harrogate there. Probably 10-man underwhelmed the game. Jack Evans getting a second yellow card in that one. Good home win for Shrewsbury in that one. And they get a big 3 points on the board. Swindon 2, Salford 3. They're playing the FA Cup tomorrow night, and they played each other here, and Salford got the job over on them. Can Swindon go to their place and get the job over on them in the FA Cup and win a trip to Manchester City? Yeah, good win for Salford in that. Table looks like this. Newport still at your bottom, but very good. They lost, and it's almost like they got 3 points for that. Where did they get them points from? Where did Newport get those points from? Oh, it was home to Crewe, wasn't it, over New Year? 17 points for them. Crawley and Harrogate on 19 and 18 as well. Bristol Rovers on 21. Shrewsbury with that win on to 22, kind of keeps them out of the relegation spots for a few weeks, probably. Barrow 19th. On 24, they're in the midst of it as well. And there's 6 point gap to Cheltenham. Barrow do have a game in hand though in there as well. Doubt they'll win that though. Cheltenham 18th, Tranmere 17th, Accrington 16th, Fleetwood in 15th place, Gillingham in 14th, Barnet 13th after that loss to Grimsby. Yeah, that's around your mid-table fodder at the moment. 12th sit Oldham. Grimsby with a couple of wins up to 11th. They're back in the playoff hunts, you'd have to say. Yes, they're only 5 points off now. Crewe still in that playoff hunt with Colchester, Chesterfield outside, and then squeaking in by a point is Notts County in 7th. 6th sit Cambridge, and Neil Harris doing very, very well for themselves at the moment. Do Cambridge United, they could be dark horses to get top 3, I think, in my eyes. MK Dons sit 5th, kind of been where they've been sitting all season. Salford up in 4th, Walsall up in 3rd. Very, very tight between 2nd to 8th, only separated by 5 points. And Bromley have a 6 point cushion over Swindon, Walsall and Salford, but they all do have games in hand on them. But yeah, that is League 2 done and dusted, and it's Bromley leading out front. Thank you very much for watching my EFL review for Game Week 27. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Do all of that good stuff. Let me know how your team did this weekend. And we'll be back with Championship predictions tomorrow, as there's some midweek games to look forward to as well. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in the next one.